case number 09-0037-34-17. It is Tuesday, September 20, 2016. It's approximately 1:35 p.m. at Brooks County Sheriff's Office CID building, here to interview Captain, right? Mm-hmm. Captain Jerry Miller, in regards to the present investigation. And just real quick, Jerry, how long have you been with Brooks County Sheriff's Office?
Since 1991. Man,
long time.
Yeah.
You ever worked anywhere else?
No, not law enforcement.
That's it. Okay.
Yes,
and currently you're captain over what?
Narcotics.
Not narcotics. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna read this little blurb. We do it with any investigation involving an officer, and when I ever interview officers, just so everybody knows where we're coming from, I read it from this card to be sure I don't get it right. Okay. Or that I do get it right, I should say. This investigation is to determine whether any criminal laws have been violated that resulted in, I would say, injury to any inmates.
Right.
So I will leave it as. It's not an administrative inquiry, and it's not a disciplinary inquiry. You're not being compelled to give any statement or answer any questions, and your cooperation in this investigation is voluntary. So basically, I just want to be sure that, number one, you know it is criminal.
Sure.
And then number two, also that nobody's told you, hey, if a GBI comes to talk to you, you have to talk to them as part of your job.
Exactly.
So if you don't want to talk to me, you could walk up and get out of here if you wanted to, and that'd be fine. So, okay, good deal. Real quick, you have, who works for you here?
I have two guys that work for me that's Sheriff's Office personnel, and also I have one guy signed from the city that works for us.
All right, and who are your Sheriff's Office personnel?
Tony Branham, Sergeant Branham.
Okay, Sergeant. Mm-hmm. And Brannen?
Branham.
Okay. And who else?
And Sergeant Terry Griffin.
All right, and those are your two county guys?
Two county guys.
Okay, and who is the city guy?
It's Agent Wilbur Cope.
I think I met him the other day.
Yeah. And they work directly up under me.
Okay, all right. So is that just like their participation in y'all's drug squad, I guess?
Right,
okay.
Right.
Like I said, I think I expect this to be pretty short. So Terry works for you. Has Terry ever told you some information related to his daughter working at the jail and any particular incidents?
Yeah, Terry talks to me often about a lot of things going on because his daughter was having a lot of problems at the jail with an injury that she had acquired over there and with some other things. And he spoke to me about one incident that she had witnessed or she had knowledge of.
Okay.
Something about an inmate in a shower, being pushed in a shower and the water being turned on.
Okay.
He came to me, that was several months ago, 2 or 3 months ago, when he mentioned that to me. And he said that she had come to him about it and wanted to know what to do, and that she basically didn't want him to tell anybody, but he felt like he needed to tell somebody. So he told me and asked me what we do. I said, well, if she don't want anything done, I think you should go to the sheriff with it. I really do. I think you need to tell the sheriff.
Okay.
And that was one incident, but he told me about other things about her injury and about them making her work and something about and this also, a statement had been wrote at some point about that incident, and that Boutwell had asked her to go back in and change her statement.
Okay. All right, so let's take these one at a time. See, I think you mentioned several things. So
yeah,
that's okay. That's all right. And the daughter, I think he's got two daughters. So the daughter we're talking about is Rena?
We're talking about Rena.
Okay. So 2 to 3 months ago, he came to you and said there was an incident in the jail involving Rena, or that Rena was witnessed or involved in.
Yeah.
Where an inmate, did he say which inmate?
Didn't say.
Okay. And the inmate
I know it was a female inmate.
Okay, female inmate?
Right.
Okay. And so she was just pushed in the shower, or what?
It seemed like she was having some issues, and they put her in that restraint chair, and that she had been placed in the shower, and the shower had been turned on, basically.
Okay. Did he describe where the shower was, where the water was hitting her, or anything like that?
No, just that she had been placed in the shower, and the water had been turned on.
All right. What was the conversation? Was he concerned about it? Was Rena concerned about it?
Yeah, she was pretty concerned about it, and because Rena had went through, from listening to Terry, Rena had went through a lot of stuff there at the jail.
Okay.
Not with her injury and trying to get adjusted with that, and them making her work through her injury, and the doctor saying she didn't she didn't need to work and all that. Just stuff issues she was having with the captain over there.
Okay, all right.
And
well, that's okay. We'll get back to those issues because I do want to hear about that.
Mm-hmm.
So she's placed in this girl's placed in the shower. Did she say who placed? Or did Terry tell you who she thought placed this girl in the shower?
No, I certainly don't want to say something that's not true.
Yeah, absolutely. That's if your recollection is there.
I don't really recollect exactly who he said placed the girl in the shower.
Did he say? Well, I guess to do this was Captain Boutwell there?
Yes, Captain Boutwell was there.
Okay. Was Captain Boutwell the one that ordered it?
It's from when I was getting from the conversation. Yes, he was the one that ordered.
And why was Terry telling you this?
I guess he felt like I was his captain, and Rena with her concerns, and she really didn't want anything done because I guess she was afraid of the repercussions she may get.
Okay.
That he felt like he needed to tell somebody, so if something came up, somebody else would know. He would say, "Well, I told somebody," and I'm guessing that's why he told me.
Okay. So Rena had told Terry basically she didn't want to report it anywhere.
Yeah, she just told him.
Okay.
And he told me because she was, afraid if she brought it to somebody's attention of what may happen to her.
And you think he was telling you just to kind of put it on record as his supervisor? Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else about that incident that you remember him telling you about? Do you remember who the inmate was?
No.
Okay.
No.
Did you ever talk to anybody about this?
No.
Okay. All right.
No. Other than me telling him that, maybe you need to go to the sheriff with this.
You told him that?
Yeah. You
Okay.
need to go to the sheriff with this. And the other issues also with him.
Okay. So when you told Terry you need to go to the sheriff about it, what did Terry say?
I thought he said that, that maybe he would, but I don't know whether he did or not. It seemed like he said, I think he was more afraid of what may happen with his daughter and whether she would, be made the scapegoat or whatnot.
Right.
I think that was his main concern.
Well, we're all concerned about our kids.
Sure we are. Sure we are.
Okay. Now, you mentioned other things about some other issues for Rena at the jail that he had talked to you about. And something about the doctor, her being injured, and the doctor, it was the original injury at work?
The original injury was at work, I think with a confrontation or struggle she had with an inmate in the back or something.
Okay.
She injured her shoulder or something like that, or a shoulder, neck or something. And she went to a doctor about it. And I think from now, you got to understand, I'm listening, Terry's telling me this.
Yeah, actually, I understand.
He said that he told her that the injury was pretty significant and that she really didn't need to be working with inmates. He may have given her some time off during that time, and that she didn't need to be working with inmates where she may get injured, maybe working man control. And I don't know, something about Boutwell said something to the contrary and made her continue to work or something like that. I'm not really, I hate to say something that I'm not sure about.
No, actually, I'm just trying to confirm. You got to confirm it, and I know that from what I understand, Rena never told you any of this herself.
No. Rena never came to me.
Captain Boutwell never said anything to you himself. So this is all coming from what Terry told you.
Terry told me that.
Okay, all right. So doctors allegedly said, hey, don't need to work with inmates anymore. There's no direct contact. We might have to tussle with them.
Right.
And from what you've been told, Scott said what?
Basically that she needed to do whatever she needed to work.
All right.
She basically needed to work.
And did Terry mention Rena kind of barking back at him about that, or did she just say okay?
Seemed like Terry did say that she may have had some words to the contrary with him, that I don't need to work, but it really didn't go anywhere with it. That she may have tried to defend herself, basically.
How did Terry feel about that?
Wasn't pleased. Wasn't happy at all.
Did he ever mention going to talk to Scott about it, or mention anything to Scott?
Yeah, he wanted to, but I told him that wasn't the best thing to do.
Yeah.
That if he had an issue with it, he need to speak to the sheriff about it.
Yeah.
That is because he felt like his daughter was being treated unfairly.
Sure.
And I can understand that.
But you told him, hey, don't confront him, because he's a captain over there, right?
Yeah, you don't need
so
to confront him with all that.
did you tell him to talk to the sheriff on that one too?
Yeah. I told him, because he came to me on that issue. He came to me several times because it was an ongoing issue with her shoulder and her going to the doctor. And I said, you really need to talk to the sheriff about this. Because I wasn't aware whether the sheriff knew the issue with her sickness and her injury and what she should and shouldn't be doing when it comes to her job.
Right.
I wasn't sure if he was aware of it. So I said, maybe you need to sit down and talk to him about it.
So is that basically the things that you remember?
That's them incidents with her shoulder and the incident with the chair and all that.
Did he only tell you about one incident in the chair or more than one?
That's the only one that I had knowledge of.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. What did you think about the chair stuff?
When they put the inmate in the chair, I didn't think that's right.
Well, that's a chair, right? A restraint chair is it's reasonable. I mean, it has its uses.
Exactly, but the shower part, absolutely.
Have you been hearing about that at all on the street or anything?
No.
Nothing?
The only thing I heard about it was what Terry told me when he said. That was totally it.
All right.
Yeah, and my thing was, if all this was going on with the chair incident, why hadn't somebody go to step forward and say, hey, this is what's going on over there?
You've worked with Scott for a long while, right?
Yeah, since he's been here. Matter of fact, I was chief deputy when Scott was hired.
Okay.
Now, he was worked in the jail then.
Right.
But when they changed administration, they brought him over and put him in investigations, and then he went back to the jail as the jail administrator.
Okay. Did it surprise you to hear about that?
To that extent, yeah. I knew Scott was kind of high-strung, but for something to get to that level, it did kind of surprise me. It did.
Had you heard of any other issues going on over at the jail while Scott was there?
No.
Okay. All right. So, I got to ask all the questions here. So, is there a reason why you didn't talk to the sheriff about this?
Well, you go back and you actually, just like with this incident that come up with the inmate, that come to me that Friday, and I wrestled with the weekend, and sure I was going. It was just a matter of how do you go about it, who you tell, and what progression you make. I just wanted to make sure it got through the right avenue so it would be investigated. So I wrestled with that all weekend, and I thought about that, but I guess I didn't read her. She was afraid what may happen, and Terry asked me to promise not to tell.
Yeah.
I mean, he said, don't tell anybody. I want to tell you, so I would know. He said, you got to promise you don't tell nobody. Because I don't want anything to happen with Rena. I don't want her to lose her job.
Okay.
So that's basically the reason I didn't say anything.
Okay.
Because he made me promise not to tell you. Okay, he's Captain, don't tell her. Please don't.
Now you talk about he was concerned because there was repercussions on Rena.
Right.
Was that because Rena was involved, or because of repercussions from Scott working for her?
Exactly.
Was Scott that way?
He didn't present that to me, but I guess me and him dealing's on a different level than people that's working for him.
Right.
So Terry made me feel like she felt pretty strong about something would happen if he found out that she was talking about stuff that went on in the jail.
Okay.
And I guess because of what had happened with her shoulder and her injury, that he really gave her no sympathy, no help. Basically that, okay, it's an injury, you go ahead and do what you're supposed to do. You here to work, so you work.
Yeah.
So I guess what was going on with that, and in her mind is, if he finds out that I'm talking, that I'm certainly going to lose my job. Who's going to be on my side, basically? I don't know.
Okay. And I think you mentioned something earlier, and I forgot to go back to it, about somebody changing a report.
Yeah, that was also mentioned about that incident, about the shower issue, that I think Boutwell may have asked her to write a report about it, and she wrote her report, I guess, about what happened. And from what Terry was telling me about, he read and said, you need to change that.
Now, what did Terry tell you what the original report, how it was, or did it say specifically what happened, and then Scott told her to take it out, or what?
I don't know.
Okay.
He just said that he made her change the report. He didn't say what was in it or what it read or anything.
Okay.
I never saw it.
Yeah, but he didn't say. He didn't tell you that. Yeah, she put it in the report the way it actually happened, and he said take it out and do it this way or anything like that. Any specifics like that? Okay. And all the stuff that you talked to Terry about, this is occurring months ago, right?
Yeah.
Did he talk to you about this last night after I talked to him to say, hey, this kind of thing? Or did y'all have a conversation about this after I talked to him yesterday?
No.
Okay.
I don't, when an investigation going on, I let him know, look, you, until this investigation, whatever you talk about with him, you talk about with him.
Okay. All right, so y'all never had a discussion about what he and I talked about yesterday?
No.
Okay. All right. Anything else that you can think to add here?
No.
Okay.
I'm just trying to make sure I had everything.
Sure. All right. Well, I think that is everything that I have. I hope I haven't forgotten anything. So, all right, interview's done. It's approximately 2 p.m.